Clinging to Kumasaka's face, Tozawa stuttered in fear that there was a cockroach, terrifying her. Kumasaka was being smothered by Tozawa's pillows, attempting to call her name since he couldn't breathe. Eventually managing to pull Tozawa the facehugger off him, Kumasaka takes a big gulp of air before yelling at her to calm down while his nose bled and his face was vibrant red. Putting his jumper on her, Kumasaka took a guard stance and told Tozawa to stay back. He'll deal with this. Tozawa, crying and sniffling, defeatedly said okay as Kumasaka looked for the cockroach. Moving into the bathroom, he finds the cockroach scurrying away and calls out that he found it. Unfortunately, that brings terror back to Tozawa. Gripping a newspaper tightly, he takes an ogre club swing at the cockroach, eviscerating it. Tozawa timidly thanked Kumasaka for his effort while he bagged up what remained of the cockroach. He apologizes for not realizing he had a bug and for scaring her like that. Noticing that she's drenched, Kumasaka tells Tozawa to shower again since she must be freezing. Tozawa says nothing, fidgeting awkwardly and looking down submissively. Kumasaka questions the look, with Tozawa saying that she's scared to shower now and needs him nearby. Sitting outside the shower, Tozawa calls out, asking if Kumasaka is still near. Blushing and feeling awkward, he loudly replies that he is. Heading home, Tozawa thanks Kumasaka for everything he did, which he brushes off, saying it was no problem. He'll see her at uni. Once the door closed, Kumasaka could finally drop the calm facade. Remembering Tozawa launching herself at him, he goes bright red as the memory is vivid and will not leave his mind. Throwing himself onto the bed, embarrassment filled the innocent grandma's boy that is Kumasaka, as he howled with a mix of emotions. The next day at uni, gossip was brewing. Two students whispered to each other about Kumasaka and Tozawa. They mentioned that apparently Kumasaka has made moves on Tozawa, who is the college's cool beauty that is supposedly unattainable. The first boy continues, saying that someone witnessed Tozawa leaving Kumasaka's place after the last day off, at dawn. Images of Kumasaka ravishing Tozawa filled both of their minds, as the second boy questioned if it was even real. Commenting on how close they are, the pair of students say something must be up. Meanwhile, Tozawa was questioning Kumasaka as he seemed distant after the cockroach incident. Stunned and flushed red, Kumasaka apologized, adding that he didn't notice, as his heart raced from the memories of that night. Bonus chapters. Standing behind Kumasaka, Tozawa cops the feel on his chest, commenting on how it's impressive, truly impressive. Kumasaka didn't resist, just blushed and thought about how weird it was. Tozawa asked Kumasaka to allow her to touch his leg. Blushing, he allowed her, thinking that it'd be no issue and it's not weird. Until Tozawa crouched down, pressing her chest against his leg and commenting on how it's as thick as her waist in a sensual tone. Believing her plan to tempt Kumasaka into pouncing on her is working, Tozawa lets out a smug smile and laugh, before seeing Kumasaka punch himself in the face to keep control of himself, foiling Tozawa's temptress plans. Students saw Kumasaka showing Tozawa something on his phone, stunning her. They believed that it was a threat or blackmail against Tozawa and worried for her safety. But it was not as they thought, as Kumasaka was sent a baby picture of himself from his grandma and he showed it to Tozawa. Tozawa was trying to contain herself, but at the end she couldn't help it and let out a "so cute." Tozawa prepared herself to go to Kumasaka's place since he had invited her. She cleaned and freshened herself up while thinking all day that her and Kumasaka were gonna get it on. To her heart-wrenching disappointment, it was just veggies. After the stimulant overload bento Tozawa had made, she gave Kumasaka a lap pillow along with an overhead pillow. She had draped her jacket over him as he slept peacefully, dreaming of being in Pillow World. On another day, Tozawa mentioned to Kumasaka that she just learnt about X-vids. Kumasaka was surprised that girls watch videos like that. Deciding to add his input, he explained that it's called CrossVids, not X. He was under the impression that he knew the correct name. Deciding to tease him, Tozawa smirks and reveals her temptress eyes, saying that Kumasaka knows a lot about X-vids. Covering his face, Kumasaka was incredibly embarrassed. as Tozawa apologized, saying that she was only teasing and she wanted to see his face. But of course, we all know that Kumasaka was wrong about it being called cross vids. Doing a Halloween photo shoot, Kumasaka was dressed as a cop while Tozawa was a horny jail prisoner. When it was finished, Kumasaka commented that he was a little embarrassed being so close to her, saying that he could scoot away just a little bit. Using her incredible horny strength, Tozawa pulled Kumasaka towards her for a kiss, while he resisted with all his might.